Hey guys, thanks for Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy.
Because you want to fight the best. Do you also hope that maybe some of the younger fighters will follow your lead and participate in fights where the best are fighting the best? Do you hope the fighters will look at you as an example?
Yeah, being an example, especially not not to be a trash talk, no trash talk in before the fight like that. I want because I want to put boxing and fighters to be high esteem and with respect from the fans and the people. That's what I want to put in the minds of the people, the fans, that boxers should be respected to the respected by the people, and that's what we want to show it. We are a fighter in the ring. We entertain people. We do our best to entertain people, our best, and then. But outside boxing, be an inspiration and give honor and respect so that people will respect you and in a high esteem.
Manny, do you think not fighting for 2 years was perhaps the greatest thing that could have happened to you to let you rest, or do you feel that you might have uh, that kind of break at this stage of
I
your career
think
was too much?
it's good for me because, like I said, I've been in boxing. I was started boxing since I was 12 years old, and then that's that moment and until now it's continued. There's no break. So it just happened that there's a pandemic, and then I get a chance to have a breakout for
So,
2 years. So
so with Terrence Crawford, Ryan Garcia, Conor McGregor, there's so many names. I think you probably took the hardest test you could have taken. Why? What else is there left for you to prove in this point of your career?
you know, this is not about to prove. I already proved my ability in boxing, but boxing is my passion. I love to be there. I love to fight and to entertain people. That's my it's my passion. Really passion.
Did you see the Conor McGregor fight yesterday?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Oh, we already believe that Dustin Poirier will win.
Would you still want to fight Conor McGregor, considering that he's lost twice already to Poirier?
I don't know. I don't know.
Senator, you got to see Errol Spence up close. I know you have, but that was a few years ago. How does he look? Does he look taller? Does he look heavier? How'd you size him up, Errol Spence?
He looks taller than me, but I used to it. I used to fight taller than me, so it's not new. That can bother me.
Antonio Margarito has been the biggest opponent you've faced in your career at 154 pounds. Do you consider Spence to be problematic like Margarito, or do you think it'll be a little bit easier for you?
It's not kind of I'm not problematic with this, but it's kind of fighter that you cannot underestimate. He's a southpaw, both of us southpaw, so I have to make sure that my strategy is accurate and perfect for his style.
Are you approaching this fight as if it's going to be your final fight?
It's hard to say. It could be a final fight, or there are more. It could be one at a time. I can say one at a time right now.
Is the plan for you to win, retire, and run for president of the Philippines?
How do you know?
Just kidding.
Manny, Dustin Poirier, after his win yesterday, announced that you and him are doing charity Manny Pacquiao Foundation. You're building homes in Uganda. Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, it's a good thing uh, to partner with Dustin Poirier and Justin Rain. We build houses, free housing in Uganda to give shelter to this less fortunate families and charity. Charity helping people.
Manny, you have the WBA belt behind you. Did you get any closure on that subject yet?
The WBA.
Yeah.
Well, I am a champion and I'm out of the races right now. So
What are your thoughts on the state of boxing and all of the championship belts? There's been a lot of conversation. A lot of the big names and fighters have not liked the fact with all the championship belts. Considering what you just went through with the WBA, what are your thoughts on the state of boxing and all of the belts?
being a fighter for more than 25 years, I always respect the every organization. Um, I respect how they handle the organization and how they support the boxers, and I respect their decision. My part, my role is to fight and to prepare and to fight and get a championship belt.
Over the last 2 years, how often every week would you work out, and what's the most that you weighed at any point in the last 2 years?
What I love workout. Um, since tournament fight, I never went to boxing ring or at the gym, but I always exercise playing basketball because in my house I have a basketball court. So almost every day, very competitive game always with my brother because there's a prize. There's a prize, so it's gonna be um, hard game in basketball. Like we play like we play every day like 4 hours, 3 hours a day. So
How much would you? What do you think the most you weighed since the Thurman fight in those 2 year period? 150, or did you ever get over 150, 160, something like that?
maybe 150, 152, 151 like that.
What was it about Spence as a person? I mean, you talked about the lack of smack talk that you don't want that. Did you look at him as a human being and say, I like this guy, I like what he brings to the sport, and that's why I want him to be my opponent?
Yeah, he's respectful person, and that's what I want. That's what we want, and that's what I want for a fighter to be respected by the people, respected by the fans, respected by the other fighters. And we as fighters, we have our job in the ring. We perform, so we did our rules as a fighter. All of us, both of us, both fighters has a goal to win the fight, and then we do our best. And after that, make sure that you can be an inspiration to everybody.
Hey Manny, what does Earl do best in the ring? What does Earl Spence do best in the ring?
Being a fighter, an aggressive fighter, throwing a lot of punches. So
Since Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford don't want to fight each other, are you just going to fight Terrence Crawford after this and show him how it's done?
one at a time.
One at a time? Was the Terrence Crawford close to happening? How close was that fight to actually happening?
Yeah, almost, almost.
Close but no cigar, huh?
No, let's see, guy.
Do you remember the first time you ever heard of Errol Spence? When we talked to him in 2019, he said he wanted to fight you. Do you remember the first time you heard of him? And what did you think of him calling you out? What did you think of his fight style then? When did you first become aware of Errol
when
Spence?
when he said that when he said that after his fight in where was that? And in Texas, I think Texas. I can say possible. It's possible.
During this time, he mentioned that the negotiations were very easy for you. What were must-have things you wanted? What was important to you about this fight? Why was this the one for you to choose when so many people are chasing you?
It's easy to negotiate with ERROL SPENCE because we are the same management. So the negotiation is not hard for us.
When you look at some of his other victories, do you have a victory of his or a performance of his that you've enjoyed, that you've seen him participate in? Do you What do you have a fight that you think was his best win?
I think the important here with to fight with him our in our fight is more we can we can we can see a lot of action in the ring. That's I think the people want and to see a action fight in the ring.
Manny, obviously, Errol had the very big car accident, and he said he was about 80% in his last fight with Danny Garcia. Did you notice a lesser version of himself?
You know, first thing that before I answer that, when I heard that the accident, I'm shocked, and then when I saw the car that he drove, oh, it's like what? Like that, I'm so shocked, and then thank God that he's alive and he recovered like that. So I told him that you have to thank God for another life. God gives save you for a purpose and um, giving you second life for a purpose. Be I think he will realize that be an inspiration to everybody.
But did you think he looked a little less than his full strength in the Garcia fight? Do you think he still is at 100%?
He still have that passion. He still have the strength and the style.
How much different are you training in preparation for Keith Thurman than you'll be training for Earl Spence? How much different is your camp in preparation for these fights?
I think it's the same. The same.
You're not doing anything different.
I mean, the intensity is the same, or more than, but the style is different. Because he's southpaw and yeah, yes,
Manny, how's
definitely
sparring?
the style is different.
How has sparring been going? I talked to your sparring partners. You hit very hard.
Um, yeah, we did the sparring two guys and they're bigger than me, so it's good. It helped a lot.
Do you go easy on sparring partners? Do you take it easy on them?
No, you have to make sure that all you want to do is you're doing in the sparring and training, so that you can show your best in the fight.
Manny, what do you make of Julio Cesar Chavez picking you to beat Errol Spence?
Huh?
What do you make of Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. picking you to beat Errol Spence?
Oh, thank you. Julio Chavez is one of my favorite fighter in the world. Uh, since 1990s, I always watch his fight. 1990, before I became a boxer.
That's beautiful, man. But I need to know: do you still have a dog named Thurman? Is the dog? Huh? Do you still got the dog? Huh? My doctor has a dog. I go to her office every week, and the dog's name is Manny. After you, because of her ex-husband, he's half Filipino. He named the dog Manny.
Yeah, yeah.
They got divorced, but she's stuck with Manny. So I see little Manny all the time. Hey, good luck to you, my man.
Tell us now who wins.
I favor Spence, man. We're big. Everything he does is a challenge. This man loves challenges. That's what makes him one of the greatest fighters. You heard him constantly say, "I want to make a great fight," and I almost felt like he says action, action, action. And the last time he didn't get action was Adrian Broner. And I know when he walked out of that ring, he knew he won, but he was sad because he felt like he disappointed the fans. After that, he's fighting Keith Thurman. After that, he's fighting ERROL Spence Jr. No matter where he is in his life, this man loves the challenge. He's a real warrior, a real fighter. He was raised in this, bred in this, and he wants the best till the day he's done. He doesn't want to be in a training camp to fight anybody. He wants to be in a training camp to fight the best in the world. And that's very admirable.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Manny, everybody you fought is retired.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy.
Of course,
I'm not gonna do interviews. I would dip off on my ranch or something like that.
That's fun.
But yeah. I mean, that's what we signed up for at the end of the day. So that's why I never get frustrated with doing interviews or when somebody put a camera to me and stuff like that because you asked to be at the top spot, you asked to be a world champion, you asked to be one of the best. Okay, this your responsibility for being a world champion. This your responsibility for being on this big stage is doing all the interviews and stuff like that. So, I'll take it at the end of the day.
It's hard to really script a boxing career. I know some people try to do it, Tom Brown included. But this, I mean, the timing of this just works out so sensational for you because now you get the biggest cash fight of your career and you can choose whoever you want moving forward.
Definitely. I feel like just with his status, and I think he brings a different dynamic to our match because he brings different variety of people and casual boxing fans or people who don't really watch boxing like that, but they know who Manny Pacquiao is. So, they're gonna watch the fight. So I feel like that's a huge moment. Everybody's gonna watch the fight too, because they might think, oh, this might be Manny Pacquiao's last fight. So they're gonna tune in and watch the fight too. So I feel like just that it add to my fan base and it add to my popularity and basically catapult me to.
Yeah, absolutely. And was it you that said you felt like you were 80% in the Garcia fight, Danny Garcia fight, after the accident? So, I mean, now you've had some training time. Are you feeling like you're edging closer to 100% as you head into this fight?
Definitely. I feel like I'm edging, closer to that. It was just a lot of things going through my head, during that fight, especially, after the accident and then fighting somebody like Danny. I wanted somebody that, could push me and make me train hard and just, stay focused because Danny's known to be the underdog and, surprise everybody, and I knew that. So, and I was already planning to fight Danny Garcia before my accident. So I was like, I don't want to tune up with somebody I know I can beat, just put me in with Danny Garcia. So, and I proved that, I got real grit and I got real determination just coming back from my accident, fighting somebody of that top caliber.
What do you make of obviously Floyd Mayweather saying he was going to give you in a sense the blueprint to beat Manny Pacquiao? I know he hasn't reached out, but what do you think he's gonna? What kind of advice is he going to give you?
I don't know. I don't know what type of advice because I haven't talked to him about when he fought Pacquiao, so I don't know what he thought or what he learned from that fight or is he strong or he faster than him, anything like that. But like I said, I'm definitely open to Floyd. He's one of the best fighters ever. So I'm definitely open to his opinions.
What do you think those comments of Manny Pacquiao saying that you're actually a better fighter than Floyd?
Oh, they're just him picking at Floyd because they pick at each other. So I didn't take nothing of it. I just feel like it was his opportunity to pick at Floyd, so he did it.
Is there anything you can take away from that second fight of the fight against Keith Thurman? Obviously, Manny Pacquiao slowed down a little bit and apply it to this fight.
Nah. I mean, of course, you could take some stuff from it, but I just mixed some pieces of different things, and then we put it all together in the pot, and make soup out of it. So we're just not gonna take everything from the Keith Thurman fight because he's orthodox and I'm southpaw, and we got different styles and stuff like that. But it's certain things you can't take from him.
Victory over Manny Pacquiao. What does that do for the legacy of ERROL SPENCE?
Oh, what's up with it, boy? What's up, bro? For me, say it again. We say.
What for your legacy? What does it mean a victory? What does it mean for a victory over Manny Pacquiao to put it on your repertoire?
For me, I feel like that's huge. That's the biggest name that I would have on my resume and under my belt. So it'd definitely be huge for me. Especially for Manny Pacquiao to pass the torch to me. So nothing respect for him. But once the bell ring, the respect go out the door.
Is there any other bigger name in boxing besides Manny Pacquiao that down the line you would like to face?
Right now, no, there's no bigger. There's no bigger name than Manny Pacquiao in the boxing world.
How good of a coach is Derek James? What makes him different than any other coach?
He's good because he pay attention to the little things, you know, pay attention to the things that, you know, that you're gonna need, like foot and, you know, hand positioning and body positioning and inside and outside work and how you slip and block punches and counter punch and stuff like that. So you pay attention to the little things and just work yourself up, work your way up.
Message to Manny Pacquiao for what? His third year, 2 people did it.
I don't have no message for him, man. He didn't heard it all and seen it all, so there's no message to him. Just know fight time, you know, we're gonna fight.
What continue to inspire you, Earl Spence? What's your inspiration?
My inspiration is always, you know, to be the best fighter in the world and be the king of my division and things like that. But you know, it's definitely to give my kids a better life, and I know this is an opportunity to give my kids a better life, and I'm in a great position. So, but I do want to be the best fighter in the world and claim all the titles and be the undisputed champion of the world. And hopefully move up and become undisputed at that weight class too.
How being a father changed you at all?
It just give you a different perspective on life and just, you know, you just know you're not there for yourself. You know, you got other little babies behind you that's, you know, looking up to you and looking to you to do different things and to teach them different things, and they're following your footsteps and watching you all the time. So you got to make sure that, you know, you're doing the right thing because they're following behind you.
I know you mentioned that you want to be undisputed at 147. But you still want that fight against Charles Crawford? It's mostly not the belt that matters.
I'm not focused on him right now.
Thank you, Earl. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy.
So, you know, all the fine details, I was wondering what was going to manifest. If anybody I thought could pull some political strings, it would be a senator like Manny Pacquiao who could pull the string back in his favor. So if he was unable to do that, then so be it. We know Pacquiao is more than a belt. He's a legend, you know. So he can live with and without. This fight is really big for the sport. I think it's one of the best matchups of the year. We're all very excited to see what's going to happen about a month from now.
Who do you favor in that matchup between Pacquiao and obviously?
I still just favor the young generation here. You know, he's wiggled away that victory on me by 1 point. Errol prides himself on outperforming me. All he has to do is do it one more time, and I believe he has all the tools that it takes to beat a Manny Pacquiao. Plus, I also think styles makes fights. How is Pacquiao going to perform when his awkward movement against right-handed fighters is not going to be the same against the southpaw? It's going to be more like an orthodox fighting another orthodox. Now, we haven't seen Errol or Manny fight a ton of skillful southpaws throughout their career. So we don't know necessarily who this favors when it comes to southpaw versus southpaw. But the last time I saw Errol, I think it might have been against Lamont Peterson, based off of my own memory, against a very talented southpaw. Errol Spence walked him down, utilized the jab all day, and was able to pretty much win off of the 1 and the 2, you know. And I think he can try to take that fundamental approach, but with Manny's movement, he might make it a little difficult to stick that jab out all day. But he's the bigger man. I think he can press Manny back. We know when he gets you on the ropes, he likes to go to the body. And I just think that there are more than 1 or 2 things that do favor Errol Spence in this fight. But like I was saying earlier, if anybody's going to surprise us and jump in with that speed and that power and catch you off guard, it's Manny Pacquiao.
Do you want the winner?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Let's be honest. This fight doesn't happen when Keith Thurman wins. This fight happened because I took an L, right? Because I fell short. I dropped the ball. I fumbled. Only winners make it to the Super Bowl, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a big fight, a mega fight, It could be me in there, but tonight or going into next month, it will not be me because of what happened in the summer of 2019. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the ring, showing people that I have not skipped a beat. I'm going to be right back at the top of the division and hopefully taking on the winner of this fight early next year.
What is your response to Errol? Because he's been so dismissive about you as a potential opponent. He just doesn't entertain the idea whatsoever. What's your response to that?
You know, weathers change. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's rainy and cloudy. Humans are very emotional. I think there's going to be a time and a place, and I think that time and place is coming soon. If he keeps denying that this matchup is one of the greatest matchups that boxing can have right here, right now, young, athletic, in their prime fighters, I want the fight. This is supposed to be my fight. I wanted to beat Manny Pacquiao, then fight ERROL Spence in 2020. Why? Because it was an Olympic year, right? 2020 was not a year for anybody. It would have fallen into 2021, but because of my loss over Manny Pacquiao, this is the matchup that has manifested. So in a way, because I dropped the ball, he doesn't have to see me today. Is he going to have to not see me ever? We'll see.
Do you think he's doing that on purpose because you weren't really entertaining a fight when he wanted it years back?
That's everyone's bottom line and story. It's whack. Okay, you would have got paid pebbles. Now you're going to get paid, you know, a big gold chest. You know, the value of Keith Thurman, the value of ERROL Spence, the world recognition of who Keith Thurman and ERROL Spence is bigger than ever. So the fight would automatically be bigger and better today than it ever would have been yesterday. So if you want to be upset of me being in a politically powerful position and not taking that step, but who Keith Thurman is not some up-and-comer who doesn't hold a lot of value. So to devalue who I am in this moment doesn't make sense. When I devalued you, your value was devalued. And that's me being honest. You are the truth. You made it to this point. And we are all proud of you, and we're all big fans. We got a lot of fans from all over the world, down in Florida. I've watched so many of your fights. You're a talented young man. See me. What's going to happen?
You're here as an analyst today, but what's next for you in the ring? It's been 2 years since we've seen you fight. What's next for you?
Whatever they bring to the table. I'm looking forward to hearing some news very soon.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Pete.
Think about that fight. Like he should, but here's Blair Cobbs.
It's your boy Blair the Flair, the most exciting man in boxing. You damn right.
Damn right.
The great one.
The great one.
You guys can
Woo!
break it down. Blair, get in this too. Break down the both of you guys. Break down the Spence versus Manny. I know you've trained with Wild Card. You know you're with Freddie. Break down the fight, guys.
Go ahead, Blair, because I know you got the strategy.
I'm trying to stay out of it, but I think that Manny Pacquiao has an incredible good chance to pull off an upset. The youth is going to be powerful. Spence is strong, but he throws everything he has in every single punch. That's a problem, because then eventually, if you're patient enough, you can see all those punches coming. Another problem with ERROL Spence. I mean, I've been breaking this guy down. Like, I'll be ready to fight this dude anytime. He don't move his head. His whole defense is here. What happens when you have a guy that throws incredible punches going straight down the middle? I mean, that's the only thing he's not protecting. He has to do this in order to do that.
You think Pacquiao can capitalize on it?
I think Pacquiao just might be able to capitalize if he closed the distance fast enough to get around that big heavy jab that Errol throws. Yeah, I think he can land it. If he land that big shot, somebody can hit the deck.
You know what I also not add on what his opinion was, but to add on further how Pacquiao rather should be and will be, and I think that what he have to do to be a really threat early in the fight to get respect from ERROL Spence Pacquiao had and have still, I still see flashes of it. Incredible position in his feet, his legs, and how he moved. If you look at Pacquiao, fights from recent, as a few years ago, definitely when he was younger, Pacquiao beat and positioned a lot of fighters with his feet and his movement. He has a dance rhythm when he attack his target.
He closes that distance incredibly fast.
He's not flat-footed. He's here, he's here, he's here. Yeah. He stays on his toes. He got a bounce to him. See, if you was a Bruce Lee fanatic like myself, he had a little rock, cat type of walk around. It ain't hard. It ain't nothing where you can be deliberately set him up because he sort of sticks in the cement with his feet and he's there. You got time to get out of the way or hit him before he gets you. Pacquiao has that bounce. If I see that bounce early and he moving his hands at the same time, yo, it's gonna be one of those nights where, man, the Pacquiao, if he don't shockingly upset, because I think it's gonna be a shockingly upset victory if he wins, because I don't think that he has enough to keep Spence honest, to keep Spence against guessing or waiting. I think that when Pacquiao has always been an energized fighter who energizes you to death, who actually outspeeds you with his feet, his hands, and his IQ, boom, he beats you into submission, is over. But this is a whole new different era of athletes and fighters. Blair is one of them. I just think when you take these young, great future Hall of Famers, and that's a long way down compared to the career they have now, and at least 5 or 10 more years that each of them get if they want, as long as they stay healthy. It's a whole new different breed of generation of fighters is not only athletic, but they skillful. And that's when you got, listen, I think of ERROL Spence, I think of Blair Cobbs, you know, they out there. It's Ryan Garcia, I mean, Mugia. I mean, I can go on, and they don't even have to be for my camp. I see a whole new different style, a whole new different mindset in this next generation. And Blair at the front top of that line.
Let me ask you. Can I say something about
I
this?
don't know if that was a good.
I think
good
I think this fight, everything's gonna be based around the first 2 to 3 rounds. Those first 2 or 3 rounds is pivotal because the whole thing is the jab of ERROL Spence. If ERROL Spence can land a jab, the fight is over. If ERROL Spence can't land that jab, the fight is over. So that's
Blair,
what it is.
And you can know Blair been around Freddie Roach too long and been around a lot of people because Blair know when he said the jab. You know why the jab is important? If Spence can control the jab, right?
If he can control that jab, control Pacquiao with that
because
jab.
Pacquiao do this. Look, Pacquiao's here. Look, it's feet movement. So what a jab do is disturbs you. It offsets you, right? So you jump and you don't get hit with the jab because the jab, something else is coming. So that jab, it messes up the rhythm for the fighter to go. It's only when the fighters don't jab and they wait for him to stop, that's when he hits you, boom, boom. And that's why Pacquiao's been great at that. For over 15 years, he's been great at that. Beat you with his legs first into submission, and then he gets you.
Let me ask you this then. Is it better then to do what you said, or is it better for Spence to pressure him, make Manny move on his back foot?
It's better for them to do what they love and what they've been successful with and see who's better at it. Don't change anything.
Don't run in there. Don't run in there. Don't run in there thinking that like you running down on Manny Pacquiao is gonna completely beat him.
No, this ain't old mob.
Miguel Cotto tried that.
Yeah, this ain't an old mob movie where the young guys coming to knock off the old guy and they get out of the way, get in the car. This is a whole new different thing.
Yeah, I think that because Spence is the most active fighter at welterweight, and Manny throws a lot of punches.
Correct.
A lot of punches are going to be thrown between them, and ERROL can't exchange with Manny because Manny Even though he's older, he's still quicker and he throws in 3, 4s, and 5s.
And he's still he's listen, he's all right now, he's look, fighters that been around as long as Manny is and seen every style and been in every hostile or pressure or any other fight. Look, the advantage mentally goes to Pacquiao. We all know, as far as the experience of it. That along with a burst of youthful energy that we seen in history in fights where guys we knew that was dangerous, but we didn't know he was gonna show up that good. This is that type of feeling when I hear about this fight. And this is like my third really interview deep about it, is that this how I feel about this fight. This ain't no, okay, he's coming to change the guard, boom, is over. Nah, Pacquiao got pride, man. And he would have coached that you heard Manny said, Freddie Roach, I'm glad he's back home.
If Manny wins, what do you think it does for him in terms of being seen as an all-time great? Does it move? Some people have said it moves him past Floyd.
Say what?
If Manny beats Errol, some have argued that it puts him past Floyd.
Now, see how he's
the greatest.
You see how he slid out. Hold on, wait a minute. Don't take
I'm the greatest,
listen,
damn it.
Listen,
I'm the great one.
Listen, now Blair already did his really smart veteran move. So let me do mine second.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Curtain call.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy.
Over here, guys. Over here, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy.
Hey, can I get your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao taking on Errol Spence August 21st? What do you make of Manny at 42 still taking this up?
You gotta admire that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think he needs to fight, but I think it's one of those fights where he just wants to challenge himself. It's like me, like I didn't have to fight back, but I took that kind of fight because I knew how dangerous he was. That I knew I had to be on my game. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you fight to the level of your opponent, and I think Pacquiao needed something to get him going, to get him up, to bring the best out of him. And you know, I don't think no one knew he was going to blow out Thurman the way he did, right? So, who knows, man? Is Spence the stronger guy? I believe he is. He's the more powerful guy. I believe he is. I think he's the stronger guy. And he got youth. He got youth on his side, but Pacquiao got that experience, and Pacquiao lives a healthy lifestyle, so that goes a long way.
What do you make of those comments of Floyd Mayweather saying that Pacquiao has to fight?
I mean, I just think it's talk. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just talk, but I don't think Pacquiao has to fight because Pacquiao could have fought anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Pacquiao can fight Joe Schmo and make some M's. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, exactly, right? He can fight. Yeah, he can fight one of the Paul brothers. You know what I mean? But I think Pacquiao just does it because he's a warrior. He's a warrior first. You know, Mayweather's a businessman. Pacquiao's a warrior. No disrespect to Mayweather. I'm a fan of Mayweather, so I don't want that to come off the wrong way. At this point in Mayweather's life, he's thinking more as a businessman. You know what I mean? Pacquiao still got that warrior attitude, so he's still rumbling, so he won real fights. You know what I mean?
Some say that if he beats Errol Spence, that his career will be more meaningful than Mayweather's, even though Mayweather has a win over him. And return
I think,
fans, you know, Mayweather fans say that that's impossible because he beat Pacquiao.
you know what, man? You can't forget what Floyd did as far as when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, and then you know as Money May, you know. For me, I put those guys right there, hand in hand. Like I can't say Mayweather's better than Pacquiao or Pacquiao's better than Mayweather. It's two different routes. Like Mayweather has done shit that no one has ever done in boxing, but at the same time, so has Pacquiao, 8-time division world champion. Like I don't think that'll ever be done. So it's like, you know what I mean? You really can't say this guy's better than this guy. I think it's just one. I think it's like you know, like that Kobe Jordan conversation. We could run that all day. You know what I'm saying?
Underscore.
Every time we talk to Canelo, he says one of the favorite fighters is Tank Davis. Are you a fan of Canelo as well?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Canelo. Who's not a fan of Canelo? He's definitely a great fighter.
Yeah, do you think he deserves that pound for pound credit?
Yeah, he's number one, right? Yeah.
Who's the biggest threat to face Canelo playing out with Caleb Plant? If that fight were to come out, how do you feel Canelo versus Caleb Plant plays out?
I think it's a great fight. Really great fight for the fans won that night too. You know, it's a great fight. Great fight.
Who do you favor in that one?
I really don't have no favor in that one. I got it. It's just boxing.
Along with that, you know, Pacquiao versus Spence coming up in August. Good fight. We all want to see that fight. The veteran against Errol Spence, the young fighter. How do you see that fight going? Who do you favor?
I favor Errol, you know, because I'm close with Errol, so I definitely gonna favor him.
Real quick.
All right, thanks, guys.
Wilder Tyson. You gotta speak on that.
Wilder.
Yeah. My man. Let's go, champ.
Hey guys, Brianna _sports. Enjoy.
I want to get your thoughts. Obviously, you know, you have a victory over Manny Pacquiao with Timothy Bradley. Obviously, great matchup at 42 years old, taking out ERROL Spence. What do you make of, you know, Manny Pacquiao stepping up and still, you know, fighting for legacy?
Like I've always said, Manny Pacquiao is already in the books as one of the best fighters. He's a legend. You know, the best fighter of the era. You know, you cannot take credit from Manny Pacquiao. He took on everybody, different weight classes. I think it was 8 different classes, and he was a world champion in 8 divisions, if I'm not mistaken. The thing is now at this point, it's not that he's not capable of beating ERROL Spence. It's his age now. You know, I saw it against Keith Thurman. With Keith Thurman in the early rounds, he was dominating the fight, and obviously 5th, 6th round, you know, age starts kicking in, and then Keith Thurman started taking over. He was a stronger fighter in the end. And I see the same thing. First of all, ERROL Spence is a natural welterweight, physically strong, young fighter. Manny Pacquiao is a veteran. He has a lot of miles in his engine, you know. So I just think that is the factor. The factor in this fight is the age. If Manny Pacquiao pulls it out, honestly, I mean, that's the cherry on the cake, you know. But I see a very tough fight for Manny due to the age. That's the only difference. I mean, ability-wise, Manny's fast and he's strong, but he's not a natural 147 pounder. And ERROL Spence is a solid 147 pounder. I don't think, you know, he'll knock out Manny. I don't think Manny will knock out Spence, but I think that Spence will win a decision at the end.
Hey guys.
Fights Pacquiao versus Spence, big fight coming up. What do you think about that?
Man, I'm excited to see that. And like he could have chose any opponent, but he chose Spence. Like, that's kind of scary. That kind of like makes me think, like, what does Pacquiao know about himself that we don't know? And like every time you like even doubt him, he just shows that like he's still great. He's Manny Pacquiao. So
Fury Wilder 3 is coming up. What do you think about that one?
Tyson Fury, I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan. He's like one of my current favorite fighters. So I got Fury. Yeah.
My last one. Canelo looks like he's going to be fighting Plant soon. What do you think about that? And do you see Canelo as the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now?
I feel like Canelo's unstoppable. I don't see anybody beating him right now. I mean, I see some good opponents out there that would give him a tough fight, but he's just on another level right now. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a great one, actually. I think that opponent, Benavidez, will be Canelo's toughest opponent and test for sure. Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see Zurdo now, obviously being with Golden Boy? Do you think we could get that matchup between Zurdo and Canelo down the point at 175?
For sure, I think so. I think that's the goal. I'm sure it is for Golden Boy to get that matchup, and I think it's great that the fans in the U.S. are able to see Zurdo now and hopefully build a following for him here.
How does that play out? It's going to be a good fight, you know what I'm saying? I just think on the third one, Deontay is very hungry at this one. And I feel that he's going to come in there with a vengeance, you know what I'm saying? So I'm predicting knockout. I could be wrong. Hey, it's just that to the opinion. That's it.
What about Pacquiao-Spence, man? That's a huge fight coming up.
Pacquiao-Spence, another one. You know, Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. He's done tremendous things throughout the game. He had a very long and extensive career. I just think that right now, this might be it. This might be the whole. Errol Spence is supposed to be reckoned with. He's no joke. He has a great jab. He's a big guy with dynamite power. And he don't play with guys. So I think that this could be the change of the guard right now. It doesn't mean anything bad about Manny. Manny's still a fucking king. He's a king, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, change of the guards. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in this game beats Father's Time. Nobody.
I was going to say 42 years old, man. Still
Nobody.
Going after the top guys.
I mean, I commend him for being in there. I mean, that's dope. Me, I'm 43 and I'm not fighting no 20-year-olds or no 30-year-olds. You can forget about it. I'm fighting a motherfucker old like me and been through the shit I've been through. You know what I mean? That's it.
I mean, obviously, you're one of the greats. Obviously, you're former undisputed champ. Want to give your thoughts on the lightweight division? Obviously, I know Devin Haney is your guy. You know, but you know, you have Teofimo Lopez,
130,
you have Ryan Garcia,
130, Chris Cobo, 135,
well.
Devin Haney, 140, Tank.
What's the matchup you want to see between them? Obviously, you know, fight fans want to see Ryan Garcia against Tank against Teofimo. You know, Devin Haney against pretty much everyone there.
I come from the era, and you know, people know my career. I fought everybody, bro. It was more motherfuckers that I wanted to fight that I didn't fight, but I wanted to fight everybody. So I feel like if guys are in the game today and they're calling themselves great and the best, and you're not fighting the guys out there today, you gotta stop that. When you go down the legacy, to stand here like I stand here with a 25-year extensive boxing career, and to look back and know that, you know, I put my all on all this. Every time I step in the ring, I put my all into it. I'm proud and happy to stand here and say that I had a boxing career. And I hope that when these guys are finished, they do the same thing. You don't want to be in a game like, oh, I could have, should have, could have for him, but the manager is, fuck all that. Fight, make the shit happen. Let's get busy.
So we're about to see an undisputed fight. Obviously, if, you know, Canelo against Kellen Flat takes place. You know, who will you favor in that?